The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hello, everybody. This is Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we're going to be starting with Joe Elati in the town of Mendon. Joe, what's happening in Mendon? Well, what's happening with you, because you're new?
Hi, Chris. Yeah, it's nice to see you here, and Lee as well. Yesterday was our swearing in, so I'm officially the new town supervisor, and it's very exciting. I'm just thrilled to be here. And a year ago, I had no idea this is where I'd be sitting because I retired, and I decided that I still had more work to do. So here I am. Yesterday was wonderful. We had a full house, and I'm just thrilled that the community has put me in this spot. And I promise to honor that trust every day that I serve this town of Mendon. And I wanted to say that I want to thank the outgoing administration for their years of service. And I want to tell you what we're going to be doing now going forward. I campaigned on the future of Mendon, and I really believe we need to look down the road. We need to be looking at 5 and 10 years from now and even longer to have a better understanding that we're prepared for the future. And we're going to start that off Monday night, the 5th, with our organizational meeting at Town Hall, 7 p.m. One of the things we're going to be working on this year is better communication and transparency. We just want we want to make it easier for people to understand anything that the town puts out there. And we want to improve the avenues for communication as well. We're really committed to helping make sure the town understands and the residents understand, what their government's doing. We want to give people a voice. We are piloting a new community engagement advisory committee. I'm really excited about that because that gives the people in our community a chance to have more of a voice and be more involved with their local government. So they'll be able to provide input, and we want to promote civic participation and public outreach and again, communication. So this is your invitation to get involved when you'll be hearing more about our Community Engagement Advisory Committee, and we're looking for people to step up and the best way to make town government better is to listen to the people and hear what the people want and need. So that's important. We're also continuing work with our Climate Smart Task Force. Thanks to the work of Peter Carosa, we're continuing the Climate Smart Task Force as a subcommittee of the Environmental Conservation Board. We're doing this because bottom line is it's going to save the town money. And there's nothing more important than that, is, working hard to make the taxpayers' dollars go further. Our emergency services, we are looking at a new contract that we've been reviewing and will review Monday night. And we got to make sure that our emergency services are going to happen and that they are there for us. We count on that. Everyone living here does. So we've got your back on that. You're going to have great ambulance service continuing as it has in the past, as well as we'll be supporting the fire department and just too important. Fiscal review, we're going to conduct an independent review of town reserves and finances to help identify more opportunities for improved use of resources. So I think any new people coming in always want to do that and look at how can we make things better. So that's really important. We want to modernize town codes. Some of our town codes have kept pace with the times, but we're reviewing existing zoning laws to ensure they fit Mendon's future. We want to modernize outdated regulations and improve efficiency. And one immediate priority is writing and enforcing an effective sign code. That's been an issue in our town for a long time, and it definitely needs addressing and needs some work. So we'll be working on that. The other important thing is making sure all of our codes help maintain Mendon's rural character, and that requires an update too. So we also want to be setting the stage for the future and laying the groundwork now for that. Housing is a big issue in Mendon. Our young families cannot afford to move in here, and that's not just here in Mendon, it's all over the country. And I'm very concerned about what our future will be like if young families can't afford to move here. The children that went through our wonderful school system here and would like to move back and have their children go through our wonderful school system and live in this fantastic town. We want to provide opportunities for them. So we'll be looking into that and figuring out how we can do that. Same thing with retirees, people that want to retire in place and not be forced to move out of our community. We want to make sure we're taking care of that too. So we want to support small business. That's a big thing here. And we would love to find ways to support and work with our small businesses here in town, and we will be doing that. There's been the talk of sewer infrastructure in our town for many, many years. We're going to take a good, hard look at that. We definitely want to consider all the options there and look for funding sources, both state and federal, to see if we can't get some help on that. And, we just really want, the community to participate in their government as much as possible. Attend board meetings, join a committee, share your ideas. My door is always open. I want to hear from you. Please reach out to me at my email. It's jalati@mendontownhall.org. Um, that's about it. I want to thank everybody and thanks for this opportunity, Chris. And I'll be looking forward to working with our board, our new board members, Rebecca Cruiser and Tanner Cheek, and Kim Roberts and Tom Voorhees. So, and Mo Bickweed is our new deputy supervisor. So I'm really excited and looking forward to all the possibilities and all that we can do to help Mendon into the future. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Joe. And we have this from Rick Milne of Honeoye Falls. Sorry about that. He says, I certainly hate to miss the first call of the new year, but do wish all our residents and followers of the Sentinel newspaper all the best as we forge into 2026. The village holiday decorations and cleanup will begin in the next week, weather conditions allowing. We appreciate all the very positive comments we've received on the decorations in the village, and we also thank our businesses and residents alike throughout the area for their efforts to help make the village look festive. We talk about this each year and always want to send out a reminder. During snow and ice events, which are often compounded by wind events as well, our DPW staff do their best to keep the general roadways and village parking lots clear. With these events, we obviously need to pile snow in various spots and then use a loader to pick it up and dump it elsewhere. This takes place, and we appreciate those that make the effort to move personal vehicles from the roadways and parking lots to allow for this work to take place. Unfortunately, not everyone aids in this process, but we do our best to work around those vehicles to clear the area. It is important to remind our local walkers that although we do utilize salt on roads and are looking into other processes as well, we do not salt the sidewalk areas. We certainly understand that the sidewalks can be icy and slippery. It is important that walkers remain conscious of these conditions. While we do try to support walking conditions and will continue to plow sidewalks, it is incumbent on residents and property owners to shovel in front of their properties and salt as needed. As we move into 2026, we do have a lot of things happening. We are very excited about the recent grant award notification that will support our new wastewater treatment plant project. This $8,970,000 award, the second largest in the state for these awards, coupled with the grant previously received, will cover over half the project built. We have applied for another large grant as well and are hopeful that the vast majority of the project will be funded. Our goal is certainly to keep any costs to our taxpayers locally minimized. This is a lengthy process that we will continue to work on. There are development projects that are in process and or being presented as well. The Wolfsburger housing project continues to move forward and has generally gone very well. We do have other projects coming before the boards as well, and all our projects for areas approved for development many years ago. These developments also fit within the village comprehensive plan, which also was approved years ago and updated more recently. The village of Honeoye Falls is indeed a certified pro-housing community, which is why we have been approved for grants such as the Pro-Housing Infrastructure Grant mentioned above. Lastly, the village of Honeoye Falls has just signed an agreement to allow Greenlight high-speed internet to come into the village, which with its first site installation. As this process moves forward, we will provide more detail on the setup and how interested residents and businesses may be able to connect. This is an agreement only to allow Greenlight access to local building to house their equipment. Greenlight will make an announcement in the upcoming weeks, which will provide more detail. Much more to follow in the upcoming week. Happy New Year to all. That's from Rick Milne, Mayor of Honeoye Falls. And now it's to Lee Hankins, the new supervisor of Rush. Lee, how are we doing?
Yes, good. Lee Hankins. This is my first day on the job. We're looking forward to having our organizational meeting next Tuesday night. I was sworn in, I'm sorry, next Monday night. I was sworn in yesterday and on the job this morning and ready to go to work. I would say ditto to everything that Mendon has said. Those are the same issues that we have in Rush and that I plan to be working on. I haven't been in the town working as a representative, so there's a lot of things that I have to learn, and I have started doing that over the past 3 weeks, spending time with different town supervisors, having them help me answer questions that I have and didn't understand. Rush is the smallest town in population in the county. We are certainly going to be looking at housing. We're certainly going to be focusing on our new comprehensive plan and looking for right size commercial businesses to be a part of moving forward. We ran on communications, so I am working hard to be able to communicate to ensure all residents have equal access to important town updates. This includes Zoom for the town meetings, email notifications, social media, newsletters, and a well-organized town website. Also, I'll be focusing on town finances and responsibilities to grow a strong tax base aligned with Rush Comprehensive Plan. Our goal is to keep taxes low while providing transparent analysis of all town finances, being competent and strategic planning, not just quick reactions from speeding. Well, let me rephrase that. We will be looking at grants for street smart safety. We have flooding issues. I'm looking to try and create a flood mediation team that will help us in the long term, looking at flooding in the town that has become probably Rush's most serious problems because it creates insurance issues for the town that we are now presently working on. Not having been in politics in the town, there's not an awful lot of speaking that I can do right now in terms of where we're going and how we're going to get there. But I am focusing on bringing in people that do have the knowledge and the skills and know where the town has been and where we should be going.
You all set?
So,
Oh, wait.
yeah, there's an awful lot that I have to focus on and learn, and I have started that this morning. I've been working for the past 6 weeks, familiarizing myself with the issues of the town, and now we are starting to work to accomplish some of those problems that we have. As I said, uh, ditto to Mendon, because everything that he said is exactly what we are planning to do ourselves.
All right. Thanks, Lee. And now it's over to Steve. Steve and Henrietta. How's Henrietta hopping today, Steve?
Doing well. Excuse me. The I guess it's contagious, Chris. Plow crews have been out a whole lot lately, as I'm sure is true in all the other towns. Special thanks to all the drivers who essentially sacrificed their New Year's partying in order to clear the roads. A couple things that have been in the news lately, more on the negative side, is big one is that Marketplace Mall is closing. In fact, it has closed as of 2 days ago. J.C. Penney's, Dave and Buster's, Pole Position, they're all remaining open, as are the outbuildings such as Floor and Decor and Sportsman Warehouse, but all the interior mall space is closed. They do have a tenant coming in. However, it has not been announced yet. And I'm not going to betray that confidence, or I won't ever be able to get businesses to share in confidence with me plans before they're public yet. So hopefully we'll see an announcement soon. I've been asking them to get the word out before it leaks out. Another in a different plaza, Beers of the World is closing. It's been a business in Henrietta for a long time. The family is essentially retiring, and like a lot of businesses, the next generation isn't interested in taking it over. Anytime I meet a business where the son or daughter is coming in and taking it over, I congratulate the parent on that, because it's surprising how many businesses that is not the case. So it will be sad to see him go. There are new businesses coming into the plaza in that location. One of them is Seven Brew is going to be potentially opening up there. So they've got approved plans that so we'll see what happens with that. There's a number of new businesses coming into other plazas, although very few of them have been made public. One that was made public, and I think came in after the last time I've been on here, was Duncan Bright Furniture. They are moving into the former Burlington space at Southtown. It was kind of funny and ironic because they did not want to be part of the plaza, under the plaza ownership. They wanted to own their space. Well, when you separate the building, you have to have a separate water service and a separate sewer service. So they had to pay to make that happen. A month or two later, there was a water main break in the service to, not water main, it's private water main, for the service that feeds the plaza. Duncan Bright, because they had their own service, they were able to stay open. The ironic part about that, the only part of that plaza that was able to stay open is the portion that isn't open for business yet. But it was very helpful for them because they were able to continue to work towards opening. They didn't have to shut down while the water was being repaired. So I'll say, a lot of people ask about that plaza. We are absolutely open to other projects such as Duncan Bright. We've put in a bunch of incentive zoning options in there for the plaza owners. Unfortunately, the current owners of Southtown appear to be largely absentee landlords with minimal investment in the plaza. Anyone who drives through there knows In fact, we couldn't get them to fix their potholes. We eventually had to go in, fill the potholes, bill them, fine them, levy it against their taxes because it had become a public safety issue. And so I'll also say that to the public, if there is a public safety issue in the plaza that we're unaware of, let us know and we'll get them to take care of it. And if they won't take care of it, we'll fix it and bill them. We can only do that for public safety, though. We can't say, for instance, spruce up the outside of the plaza to make it look nice. The town was awarded a $3.2 million grant, pro-housing grant. Two of the things we'll be doing with that will be extending Fair Avenue. Right now, Fair Avenue dead ends just at the northern edge of the dome, and then people cut through the dome parking lot and out between the former Growmore and I just lost it. Abbott's frozen custard. We're going to extend Fair Avenue south and east over to East Henrietta Road across from Valiant. And we'll be working with New York State Department of Transportation to see if that warrants a traffic light. And if so, the grant will cover the cost of installing a traffic light. In addition, there is a sewer main that bisects 3 properties there. We'll be moving that sewer into the new road right away. And what this will do is open up those 3 parcels for housing development. As people are probably aware, there is a housing shortage here. Now, in this case, it's going to be more apartments. Our hope is that with enough apartments, there'll be less incentive for people to purchase individual homes and turn them into rental properties. And part of that project, there will be an affordable housing complex. It'll probably be half affordable senior housing and half affordable working family housing. So we're already working with some partners on that, and we'll look to move forward with that. And then the second thing is there will be an affordable housing track. It's going to be on its own cul-de-sac off of East River Road. So this will build the road and bring in the utilities to make that happen. So this was part of, again, it was a pro-housing grant specifically built to encourage new housing. So very excited about that. And we've already gotten started working with the property owners. They will be basically granting us easements and or new right of way through those properties. So we're still pursuing the BRICS grant for the dome. For those who hadn't heard, there not a single BRICS grant application was awarded in the Finger Lakes region. Part of that had to do with the way they did scoring for it. Our elected officials are in the legislature were not at all happy about that fact and are working to try to get some additional funding for this region. So we'll see what happens with that. So like I said, hopefully we're still working to acquire the dome. In the meantime, we're working on a temporary arrangement for some of the space. And so I'll share more with that when we have anything finalized. The town newsletter is coming out in January. So some of this will be in there, but we're also going to include at least a 2-page spread on all that's involved in plowing. And I guess I shouldn't say all because that would probably take up the whole newsletter and more. But we're going to do a good oversight of, a lot of people don't understand how salt works. They don't understand how many road miles we have to plow in the town of Henrietta, how long it takes to do a run, why there's sometimes where during the heavy snowfalls we haven't gotten into the side streets. That's because you have to keep plowing the mains if it's coming down fast enough. If you don't, it's utter chaos. We tried it the other way probably about once every 10, 15 years. They try it the other way and it's just utter chaos. So like I said, look forward to that newsletter coming out. Our Martin Luther King celebration is Thursday the 15th, and that's at the Mary Ann Cope Parish on East Henrietta Road. Our dog shelter is moving forward. As you can imagine, this weather hasn't been the friendliest. We do have the site work done. The contractors are sending their submittals. We've got some of the materials being ordered. We're actually storing the masonry products in the sewer garage so that they'll be warm, so that they'll be able to do some of the masonry even if it's cold out. Keep the frost out of the masonry, but we'll probably have to be putting up a temporary tent to heat just because the weather's been so brutal. The other good news on that, it looks like the town of Brighton will be joining the consortium we've created with the town of Rush, and pending their town board approval, the town of Wheatland as well. So it'll be 4 towns using the same shelter, and I intend to pursue with those other 3 towns. They have a government efficiency grant, and so I'm hoping that that can supply out the space with go after that for things like the dog food and the bedding and all the other materials inside the facility. So we do have grants. We were awarded the $500,000 grant from the New York State Department of Agriculture. That's a companion animals grant. However, the roughly $1 million building, it was estimated between 800 and 900,000. We rounded it up to $1 million. Came in at 1.4 million due to inflation in the construction industry. So we were able to obtain another $200,000 grant, and the addition of the town of Brighton kicking in towards some of the cost will help as well. So whereas the cost will be over what was expected, the amount of contribution from the general fund should be on budget or even under budget, thanks to the addition of the town of Brighton joining us. And then it becomes a very cost-effective way for these other towns to join up. And the smallest shelter you can build under the new regulations is 3 kennels. And it's not cheap because you have to have all kinds of special air handling. You have to have radiant flooring or some form of heated flooring system. They're not cheap to build. I know that the town of Greece just built one and went through similar pains in terms of construction costs. So a big shout out to Assembly Member Harry Bronson for being able to get us the other $200,000 added to the grant. So that's what we got going, and welcome everybody to the new year.
All right. Joe, Lee, anything more to add?
Yes, I do. Having only been on the job for less than an hour, there's so much that I have to live through to have a better understanding of what we're doing in the town of Rush. I do know that we are working on grants to try and slow the traffic down that's coming through the Rush Hamlet. We are working to get a group together that we can start flood mediation. I am working to hopefully get a street light in an area that we have an awful lot of accidents. That's a state road crossed by a county road. I'd like to at least get a flashing light for that. Those are issues that people have brought to my attention. But over the next week, I'm going to be getting involved in everything that's a part of the town of Rush. And hopefully by next time we meet, I'll be able to tell the people a lot more than what I can tell them today. So,
all right.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Well,
I'd like to be able to continue.
You will be invited every week, just like everybody else. And we look forward to what you have to say. We thank you immensely for sharing everything that you shared today, and we'll share in the future. We thank all of our listeners for watching this. Remember, this program airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. And if you can't watch that, if you do like those pages or subscribe to the channel, Those platforms will notify you when the broadcast begins. Otherwise, you can read the transcript in next week's paper. That's all for now. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.